Hello, good evening, and welcome to True TV News at 8 with me, Michael Ado. This news is sponsored by Heritage Christian College, a university in Amasaman, Accra, and supported by St. Carol School of Nursing located at Aplaku, Botiano, and Taifofa Company Limited, producers of Chanka Chanka Herbal Medicine, Taifofa 202 and Jefferton 202. Now let's settle for the headlines. President Akufo-Addo assures Ghanaians to fulfill his campaign 2020 theme. Also, top of the bulletin tonight, government to receive extra 2 million COVID-19 vaccines by May. Later in business, Ghana's debt to remain flat at 75% of GDP in 2024. And with news on the foreign front, trial of Nigeria's Muslim cleric Ibrahim Zakzaki and wife resumes. We have sports and entertainment featuring in this bulletin. Do stay. Now let's settle for details of today's State of the Nation's address. And President Akufo-Addo has declared his intention to make sure the clarion call that preceded last year's elections among members of the New Patriotic Party for him to do more in 4 years will be realized. Chants of 4 more to do more were on the lips of supporters of the MPP in the heat of the campaign prior to the elections for him. The MPP won the December 7, 2020 elections because they delivered most of their promises between 2017 and 2020.
Mr. Speaker, in 2017, I was here for the first time as President of the Republic, having won the election of 2016 and having inherited a faltering economy and an expectant people. Between that time and 2010, I sought to deliver on the mandate reposed on me and my party, the New Patriotic Party, and gain once again the confidence of the Ghanaian people. It was by no means a straightforward task. We were able to deliver on most of our 2016 promises. In spite of the considerable challenges we confronted and the setbacks we encountered, we were confident our record in office would put us in good stead before the electorate and earn us a second term in office, which it did. It means that the reason for which the Ghanaian people went to the polls on 7th December, that is to seek an improvement in their living standards and the rapid transformation of the economy, must continue in earnest. It means that the clarion call of 4 more for Nana and the MPP to do more for you must be realized, and I intend to do so.
Still on the State of the Nation's address delivered this afternoon, President Akufo-Addo says his government will recruit more health workers in his second term to help improve Ghana's healthcare delivery services following the devastating impact of COVID-19 across the globe. Now delivering his first State of the Nation's address in Parliament on Tuesday, 9th March 2021, President Akufo-Addo noted that his first term saw the recruitment of 100,000 healthcare professionals.
We will continue to invest in the health sector and will continue to recruit more health professionals in addition to the 100,000 recruited in my first term for our health facilities. Electronic medical record system, e-health deployment is currently underway following its implementation in key health facilities like Korle Bu, Komfo Anokye, Ho, Tamale, and Cape Coast teaching hospitals, and several district hospitals in the central region. Upper East, Upper West, and Bono regional hospitals will go live on the eHealth platform in 5 days. Mr. Speaker.
Now, still in Parliament, the leader of government business in Parliament, Osei Mensah Bonsu, has said the decision by President Akufo-Addo to settle on him to deliver the 2021 budget statement in the absence of the finance minister is without malice.
His statement comes after an initial report that had indicated that the Minister for Trade and Industry, Alan Kojo Kyerematen, had been appointed by the President to deliver the budget statement. However, it has emerged the majority leader in Parliament will now be presenting the budget statement, and some reactions to this have been to the effect that the decision was to avoid giving the Trade Minister, who is likely to contest the NPP presidential candidate, an edge over the Vice President, also tipped as a potential candidate. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Osei Mensah Bonsu stated that the decision to settle on him came without any backing malice, and that it was a cabinet-backed decision which saw his role as leader of government business in Parliament as the right candidate to deliver the presentation. He said depending on the exigencies, the President could have settled on a host of choices including ministers and the Vice President, who is the head of the economic management team. He averred that even though the Vice President qualifies for the presentation, settling on him will be a breach of protocol. Already, there has been a brief discussion on who gets to succeed the President as the NPP presidential candidate in 2024. The Minister of Trade and the Vice President have so far become the leading front-runners, even though none of the two have officially made known their intentions. Supporters of the two have, however, begun intense underground lobbying and campaigning for their respective choices.
Now, Ghana will receive an additional 2 million AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines from the COVAX facility by the end of May this year. That will boost the country's COVID-19 vaccination program and aid the government's quest of vaccinate about 20 million Ghanaians. So far, Ghana had received more than 700,000 COVID-19 vaccines for its vaccination program.
Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, announced this during a COVID-19 update at the Peduase Lodge in the Eastern Region on Monday. He said the government was making frantic efforts to secure cold chain equipment that was capable of storing vaccines under negative temperatures. He said the service had so far vaccinated 300,000 people since the COVID-19 mass vaccination program started on March 2, 2021. Out of the number, 129 persons reported various adverse effects, including dizziness, pains at the spot of the injection, and mild fever after taking the vaccine. Those who received doses of the AstraZeneca vaccines included healthcare workers, persons with underlying health conditions, essential service providers, and those who were 60 years and above, as well as members of the security agencies, the executive, legislature, and judiciary branches of the government. Dr. Kumabwaji said the Ghana Health Service targeted 570,000 people in the first phase of the vaccination, but the number of people vaccinated and registered onto the electronic database system within a week had exceeded the 70% threshold. He applauded the media media for intensifying sensitization on the vaccine, which encouraged Ghanaians to voluntarily avail themselves of the vaccination. Dr. Kumar Bwaji stated that some of the vaccines were delivered to the various health centers via Zipline drone delivery service. The Ghana Health Service Board announced that a locally developed app would soon be launched to aid in the appointment and registration of people onto the electronic database system to speed up the vaccination program. The mass vaccination exercise will continue till the end of October this year. About 20 million Ghanaians are expected to be vaccinated, although the government's ambition is to vaccinate the entire population. The government of Ghana received its first batch of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine manufactured by the Serum Institute of India under the Global Access on Wednesday, February 24, 2021.
Also, the Minister for Information, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, has said government may be compelled to impose sanctions on persons who refuse to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Ghana commenced the vaccination exercise last week with over 200,000 persons vaccinated so far.
Speaking at a press conference on Monday at the Pediasi Lodge, Honorable Oppong Nkrumah stated that the government believes it will have to force those unwilling to take a jab to do so.
As ministers commence work on Tuesday, the immediate focus of the second-term agenda includes 1, winning the fight against the COVID-19 situation in Ghana, implementing a robust economic recovery program, because as I'm sure you are aware, COVID has dealt a very big blow to our economy in the year 2020. Aggressively implementing the second part of the government's transformational agenda as what's advertised around the 2020 election time. So you recall around the election time, or as part of the manifesto and campaign period. Now also key among the issues discussed is the budget for 2021 and the broader post-COVID economic recovery agenda. The President has been very clear to his ministers to focus on building a strong collaboration among themselves so that you can get higher synergy from the work that people will be doing ordinarily as individuals, and then to approach their work with a very high sense of urgency so that we can deal with the issues that bedevil the various sectors of our economy.
Over 200,000 people in Ghana have been vaccinated against the deadly COVID-19 in the last 6 days. As of Sunday, March 7, 2021 at 8 p.m., a total of 202,252 people have had their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccination. The Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar Bwaji, made this known Monday afternoon at a press briefing at the Pediasi Lodge, where the cabinet is on a 3-day retreat. Dr. Kumar Bwaji indicated that the figure was likely to go up since there are some data entry challenges and that about a third of the number is still being entered. He projected that the figure was likely to hit 300,000 when all the data is entered. He said there have been an enthusiasm with the vaccination, so at a point, the personnel had to resort to collecting data on papers and get the people vaccinated as the data is being entered electronically. The COVID-19 vaccination started in Ghana on March 2, 2021.
Still on health, the government plans to roll out an app to aid Ghana's vaccine rollout. The Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar Bwaji, said the app was being sourced locally. So far, 220,252 are on record as having been vaccinated.
A total of over 202,252 persons have been vaccinated. This is the one that has been electronically entered, and I'll give you some updates on that. Greater Accra alone has vaccinated about 128,088, but they have about 58,000 people they have vaccinated yet to be entered. Because you are reporting from the electronic platform, that's what this is. So both regions, Ashanti, will have about a third of the numbers to be entered. Friday, 5th March, saw the highest number of persons vaccinated in the day. That's about 46,718. And the proportion of persons vaccinated by sex is 50-50. So the numbers are just at par, 50% women and 50% men. So if you go more into details, for Ashanti, has vaccinated 69,325, 37,000 plus are females and 31,000 males. So in Ashanti region, the highest proportion is with the women, females. For Central region, we have vaccinated, because there are doing only 2 districts there, 4,639 have been vaccinated, 2,036 are females, and 2,603 are males. In Greater Accra, 128,000 vaccinees have been vaccinated, with 61,000 being females and 66,000 being males.
The Ghana Health Service expects the data collected by the app to help with decision-making in the future. Ghana already has a COVID-19 tracker app, which was to help in tracing people who have come into contact with infected persons. The COVID-19 tracker app, through the common platform of mobile networks, is able to trace contact of persons infected by the virus, show where they have been in recent time, though various telephone-related data, and link such people to health professionals for urgent action to be taken. Ghana began the vaccine rollout on March 2nd and has so far had 650,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine at its disposal. Ghana received 600,000 doses from the COVAX facility and 50,000 doses as a donation from the Indian government. The government expects to take delivery of 2 million AstraZeneca vaccines by the end of May, also from the COVAX facility.
Now on to a sad news. The Deputy Chief Fisherman in Apam, Nana Ekopeng, has called on parents within the central region whose wards are yet to return to the house after the holidays to come and confirm whether or not the unidentified bodies are those of their wards.
Over 20 unidentified children believed to be between the ages of 13 and 14 allegedly drowned after swimming in the sea at Apam in the central region on Sunday, March 7, 2021. Confirming the news to the media, the District Police Commander DSP Moses stated that 6 bodies had been retrieved from the sea as at yesterday, Monday, March 8, 2021. Meanwhile, reports from Apam this morning, March 9, 2021, indicate that 12 bodies have been retrieved from the sea. Speaking in an interview, the Deputy Chief Fisherman in Apam, Nana Ekopeng, noted that relatives of 9 of the deceased persons out of the 12 whose bodies were retrieved have been traced, and their names have also been identified. According to him, efforts to identify and trace 3 of the bodies have proven futile, an indication that the kids are not from Apam and its environs. Asked if the beaches are open in Apam, Nana Ekopeng explained that the Apam Sea has been inaccessible and closed to the public since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now we offer the local stories. When we return, it will be time to do business.
My name is Roberta.
And my name is Comfort.
And this is our business.
Dance.
Within HCC, there is a Center for Entrepreneurship, Philanthropy and Ethics for students to bring out their business idea.
Our business idea was snail and mushroom farm because we saw the high demand in snail and the nutritional value of mushroom, and we saw snail as the new gold in West Africa.
We are one of the 20 teams to go after the CEP money to set up our business. Through presentation, pitches, and hard work, we became one of the 8 final teams.
Along with the prize of 15,000 Ghana cedis given to us by the ACC, they also support us with directors who are helping us through mentorship, directing us, coaching us to get our business set. We are hoping by the following year we'll start employing other people outside campus to help us to get hand in hand to expand the business and get moving on. One thing I've learned from ACC is to be ethical in all business that you do. No matter how the challenges, you have to face the world so that you can succeed. Even though there is high rates of unemployment in Ghana, at ACC, they train us to become entrepreneurs. So before graduation, you own your own business. This is our business, and now we are waiting to graduate and now employ other graduates to come and work for us.
St. Carol School of Nursing is accredited by the National Accreditation Board, approved by the Nursing and Midwifery Council, and affiliated to KNUST. They have fantastic facilities and you would be amazed. We have a physical library with an e-library that is combined. You have free Wi-Fi to explore. The possibilities are endless with our library. We also have a demonstration lab which also has all the skills that you need to practice in-house available. We also have a demo ward executive present at all times to be of help and to be of support to you. Our classrooms are so nice and comfortable.
It's the best private school offering BSc nursing and also about to offer the BSc midwifery.
After school, I was able to do my national service and I've been posted successfully.
We are located off the Malam Kasua Road on the Professor John Evans Atamil's bypass from the old barrier in a place called Aplaku Ayalulu near the Bojo Beach. Call us on 0244 620 960. Dare to care, BNS. We share peace and excellence.
Through St. Carol.
It's not time to do business. Now, President Akufo-Addo says Ghana is expected to have a GDP growth rate of about 5% following a year affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking during his State of the Nation's address, President Akufo-Addo said this growth rate would beat observer projections. This is in line with the 4.9% growth projection made by the Finance Ministry in 2020.
Indeed, the cost of COVID-19 has been enormous. Our overall economic growth rate for 2020 was reviewed downwards from 6.8% to 0.9%. The non-oil economy was also revised from 6.7% to 1.6%. Revenue shortfall was estimated at 13.5 billion cedis, with additional expenditures related to stemming the tide of COVID-19 estimated at 11.8 billion cedis, with a combined effect amounting to 25.3 billion cedis, or 6.6% of GDP. The resultant fiscal deficit for 2020 was thus revised from 4.7% of GDP to 11.4% of GDP. This was done to reflect the impact of the pandemic. The fiscal responsibility rule of keeping a deficit within the threshold of 5% of GDP and a positive primary balance for every year was suspended in 2020 to enable fiscal operations accommodate the impact of the pandemic. I indicated at the time that we know what to do to bring the economy back to life. What we do not know how to do is to bring people back to life. That is why government did not hesitate to institute measures to protect the lives and livelihoods of Ghanaians, even if it was to the temporary detriment of our much sought-after fiscal stability.
Meanwhile, Ghana's debt will hit approximately 75% of gross domestic product total value of goods and services produced in an economy within a period from 2024. International ratings agency Fitch has said in its latest paper on energy sector debt a risk to Ghana's post-pandemic debt trajectory.
According to Fitch, the debt will continue to rise in 2021 and 2022 due to high COVID-19 pandemic-related spreading and the realization of energy sector liabilities. Fitch affirmed Ghana's sovereign rating in October 2020 on an expectation of a gradual recovery, both in economic performance and fiscal revenue, following the pandemic shock, the availability of external and domestic financing sources, and the eventual stabilization of debt. The report said, however, Ghana's public finances are complicated by a history of domestic arrears and by contingent liabilities that will continue to add to its public debt stock. It also said the country's energy sector faces both a stock of debt outstanding and ongoing losses that are due to insufficient operational environment and wasteful tariff structure. Some energy experts are raising fears of a probable collapse of the power sector that could have significant effect on the economy. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the government provided electricity subsidies to consumers, but it's unclear whether the subsidies have been paid as of now. In December 2020, the Ministry of Finance announced that its progress on the energy sector recovery program included the clearing of $1 billion in debt to independent power producers and deals made with power generation companies that could save up to $5 billion. Though government adopted the energy sector reform program to clear remaining liabilities and to put the sector on a clear financial footing to avoid future shortfalls, Fitch said implementation of the program has been poor. It estimates current unmatched energy sector debt at between 4% and 5% of GDP, stressing that we expect that efforts to clear existing energy sector arrears will add a little over 1% of the GDP to Ghana's government cash deficit each year through 2023. However, the amount of energy sector arrears to materialize on the government's balance sheet beyond 2023 will depend on the success of the government's efforts to reform the energy sector.
Also, a research analyst at the Institute for Energy Security, IES, Fritz Moses, has called on managers of the power sector in the country to be transparent about the recent power outages.
Ghana experienced a nationwide power cut on Sunday, March 7, topping weeks of infrequent power supply in parts of the country. The Ghana Grid Company, however, says the country is not back to the days of protracted erratic power supply, popularly known as DUMSO. He said this was based on a system studies and line transmission fault. I quote, "At times you could anticipate, meaning we may not be able to identify before the problem occurs, which requires emergency activities to stabilize power. Yesterday's situation also tripped other agency transmission lines, which easily caused total power shutdown." He continued that DUMSO is not back. "I know people will ask questions. We have adequate generation capacity to meet demand in the country. Issues like this happen when there is a gas flow challenges and other few challenges, but the assurance is that we have qualified engineers and technical team who are on standby to address some of these challenges. So yesterday was a clear example of commitment to ensure a stable power system for all Ghanaians to enjoy." Speaking in an interview on Tuesday, Mr. Moses said GRICO should be forthcoming with further details on the situation.
And finally, in business, effective Monday, March 15, 2021, consumers of sachet water, popularly called pure water, are to pay 30 pesos instead of 20 pesos.
The National Association of Sachet and Packaged Water Producers announced the new price change in a press statement. Explaining the reason for the increase, the association said the decision is due to an increase in the cost of fuel and production since the last price increase in 2018. A bag of pure water is therefore now expected to be sold at 3 cedis 50 pesos from distribution trucks, while bulk 200 bags and above sale price or depot price will be sold at 3 cedis. However, the public may be buying at 4 cedis 50 pesos to 6 cedis per bag from retail shops and marts depending on the location.
And that does it for Business Tonight. Sports next.
No. I feel weak and tired.
Was it?
No, this feeling is different.
Why better? Chanka. Yeah.
You say what?
This is Chanka.
Drink. Numbi drinking now this year. Yes, that's right.
Chanka.
Yes, Chanka.
I feel good and stronger than before.
I told you, Chanka is our secret.
Chanka. Ebwa wuni pediana manu kutia nyarewa. Taifofa 202. Kutia malaria. Jefaton 202. Ebema wedi diye. FDA arisho ejadi enkra to imaji atumuse eye.
Super. I didn't if I come to my bano be able sambusa and say, I didn't know.
Me papa yari, me didn't chia me nim baby, I mean fine and coy. Ye chama walk around in my chiliba. Young boy, watching out, Mississippi, and now say, sister.
Namonti Titiana Mo have clinic in car. Titiana Mo. I welcome to Mukraya, Timing Kana Morgan and Namonti Titiana Mo have clinic in car. Yariaben at Titiana Mo have clinic or Muntusa. And they have me there one more crying and saying, yes, I'll quite a catch on Musutia now, if you are no mamma. Omo mfidi papa on the show ni peduemu ehu ya require ye wan san ya mama no aduru.
Hey sister bedase
me kan for ya say e dia amount say so watching me ahudu nyina ntimi ka say bamkuru abu unim yade aya e ha nenso ne e ha wa ya e tetew no abusia se e fane yade enko ade a edon ya wo timi nken ye hye unkran e mfa no bia ya yade no akwa akuduru Nakopon adom ubenya yaresa na ada sidie so abafi
Tetiana Mo Herbal Clinic me se wan kama wukura be jamu ase.
Good evening. Let's do sports on the news with me, Dennis Abe. Let's head into the State of the Nation address that was delivered by the President of the state earlier today. Speaking at his first State of the Nation address since his re-election, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has assured his government's support to host and organize the 2023 African Games. This comes after the President met members of the LOC and also the new Youth and Sports Minister, Mustafa Yusuf, last Thursday to update him on the progress of their work.
The Speaker, in 2018, Ghana won the bid to host and organize the 2023 African Games for the first time since the tournament started in 1965. A 9-member local organizing committee has been constituted and inaugurated to handle the technical and events aspects of the 2023 Africa Games. Government intends to provide maximum support to the LOC to help ensure we organize and host successful games. The construction of 10 youth resource centers across the country, which are at different levels of completion between 85 and 95%. We are as well renovating and rehabilitating many other abandoned sports facilities. We're paying allowances to about 1,000 athletes through the Youth Employment Agency.
Moving on to the UEFA Champions League now, some matches are currently underway where Borussia Dortmund are currently drawing goalless with Sevilla, and also Juventus are losing 1-0 to FC Porto in Italy. On Wednesday, tomorrow, Liverpool will be hosting RB Leipzig, and also PSG play host to FC Barcelona. That's it by way of sport with me, Dennis Abbey. Entertainment news is next.
For the past 8 years, Hope College, with its serene environment, coupled with excellent facilities and dedicated teachers, have churned out many successful graduates doing well in universities across Ghana and all over the world. Here are a few.
My name is Regina Mensah Abusi, a fourth-year medical student from the University of Cape Coast. I attended Hope College from the years 2013 to 2016. Hope College was a great preparatory stage for entering the world. It instilled in me virtues such as honesty and integrity, and that has brought me this far. Choose Hope College.
My name is Judith Edem Middleton Dugbe, a second-year medical student of the University of Cape Coast. I completed Hope College in the year 2019. At Hope College, quality-driven education is assured, and the mind is educated as well as the heart. Choose Hope College.
My name is Comfort Ajimandia, a level 200 law student at the University of Ghana. I completed Hope College in the year 2019, and my stay there was a wonderful experience. Apart from the fact that the environment is serene and very conducive for teaching and learning, the teachers are also highly experienced and display an unwavering dedication towards the student's body. This dedication is not limited to classroom activities only, but extends to the social, emotional, and psychological life of the students through mentorship programs. The idea of schooling is not based on only academics, but includes the preparation of students for the battle ahead. In this vein, Hope College promises to equip each student to face the realities of life. Choose Hope College.
The parents of our students, both past and present, are equally satisfied and proud.
My name is Professor Kwejua Piejetia. I'm Assistant Professor of Law at the University of Ghana. I had the privilege of enrolling my son Yao at Hope College, and I considered it a blessing because he came out as a well-rounded person in terms of his behavior, how to even do chores at home, and the commitment to his studies. I chose Hope College because I believed in the principle of being raised in a close-knit Christian environment, where Christian ethics are used as a principle to discipline students and train them to become useful citizens for Mother Ghana and of course for themselves as well. Yao embodied those qualities when he came out of Hope College, and so I consider it as one of the top-notch secondary schools in the country that people should be willing to enroll their students in. So choose Hope College.
My name is Mrs. Sarah Ansan, the headmistress of Sakumono Complex 2 JHS. And my daughter is Ekia Ohiniwa Ansan, a second-year student of the college reading general arts. I chose Hope College simply because in terms of academic excellence, I think Hope College is one of the best, if not the best, because they've not been in the system for quite a long time, but their track record is something that we can boast about. I will encourage every parent who wants their child to go to a private SHS and make it to choose Hope College.
My name is Fred Asari. I am the founding headmaster of Hope College and currently the group managing director of Village of Hope. For character, scholarship, service and leadership, choose Hope College for the education of your child.
Admission in progress. Locate Hope College in Gomwafete behind the Village of Hope campus. Visit www.vohgroup.org or call 020-023-7175, 0248-748944. Hope College. Character, scholarship, service, leadership.
It's time for Showbiz here on the news. My name is AJ Kwanzaa. Today now, sensational female musician Miss Bell has finally unveiled her new children's playground called Bell Kids Playground at Malangbawe as part of one of her businesses owned by the musician.
Amen.
Basically, what we do is that there's a playground here where your kids can come and hang out and play. And then, if after school you're running late to go and pick your kid, and you call us, you go to the school, you get them here, have them in their homework, take care of them till you get back. On weekends, if you have to go to a party or an occasion that you can take your kid, now bring them here. We take care of them till you're back.
Away from that, chairman of the National Classification Committee of the National Film Authority NFA, Socrates Safo, has revealed that from May 1st, 2021, no television station, cinema, theater, or movie screening center shall show any unclassified audiovisual content. The FCC arrived at this conclusion upon several consultations with various stakeholders of the audiovisual industry in the country to make sure all audiovisual content are previewed and classified before exhibiting pursuant to the Development and Classification of Film Act 935. A statement signed by the chairman of the FCC of the NFA, Socrates Safo, indicated that from May 1st, 2021, no television station, cinema, theater, or movie screening center shall show any unclassified audiovisual content. Such audiovisual content includes feature films, short films, TV series, selected TV programs, documentaries, advertisements, music videos meant for public exhibition and broadcasting. The statement further noted that a right owner, licensed or signee who desires to exhibit an audiovisual content shall submit the content to the Film Classification Committee for examination and classification at 21 days before the intended exhibition. The statement warned anyone who fails to comply with the set rules shall be subject to offences and penalties in Section 27 of the Development and Classification of Film Act 935. Now, Hip Life grandpapa Reggie Rockstone has spoken on some elements of change he has noticed between now and then as far as Hip Life Journal is concerned.
Here we go, y'all. Casa Records. Check it out. Mr. Rap. People in the place. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands in the air. That's right. Reggie Rockstone.
Comparing Hip Life back then to now, he mentioned although there has been a bit of change, it is still the same. The fundamentals and foundation of Hip Life have always been hip-hop, and it has always been used that way. In an interview over the weekend, Reggie Rockstone stated, I quote, "Right now, technology has made it easier to everyone to get access to music, but in our time, someone in Suhum, Koforidua or Wenchi had no access to social media to stream my music. This made it quite difficult, but the passion and appreciation people had for the music was on a different level," unquote. Moving on, he added that things have taken a different turn as today, lots of people are just using the shortcuts. They just say anything, release it, and they have hit songs, which was not like that back in the day. The legend believed that amidst all this, the quality will always speak for itself. Within all this, we still find real talent. A couple of real talent have taken it up from the time we started with the likes of Sarkodie, and all this just confirms that hip life is really the soundtrack of this country, he said. Using himself as an example, he advised upcoming artists to take whatever they do seriously, as that can be the beginning of something big. And with that, one can choose to do music for the rest of his or her life as long as it is what they want to do.
Respect yourself, cause I'm watching. Cause my style is shocking. Got the clock ticking. Yo, tell me, I be the #1 secret weapon in Africa. I'm open for discussions now.
President Akufo-Addo, speaking at his first State of the Nation address since his election, covered a wide range of major campaign promises, including the creative art industry. According to the president, some of the steps taken by his government to ensure growth in the creative art industry include the Creative Arts Bill, the newly introduced Creative Arts Masterclass, renovations of cultural centers, theaters, and tourist sites, a draft legislative instrument to ensure world-class standards are set and maintained to all tourism sites and attractions. That's all for Showbiz tonight. My name is AJ Kwanzaa.
Ah, super. I didn't if you're going to Maba no be able sambusa and say, I didn't echo.
Me papa yari me di ne chia me nim baby a me mfa ne nkoye ye twa ma wo kra ne machiri ba young boy ochina me sisi and na say sister
na mo ntete na mo hebo clinic nka
titia na mo
eh wa kwantu omu kra ya timi nka na mo Ghana na mo ntete na mo hebo clinic nka ya we be na tete na mo hebo clinic o muntu nisa and ye me de wo mo kra ne se ne se okwa ya ka cho mo se utia na wo ye fun yo ya no mama we du o mo mfidi papom de hwe oni padua mu ehu ya require ye wansan ya mama no aduru
sister bedase
me kan for ya so ye e dia ma say so watching me ahudo nyina ntimi ka say bamkuru abu unim yade aya e ha ne nso ne ha wa ya e tetew no abusia se fe ne yade nko ade a edon ya wo timi nken ye hye unkran emfa no bia ya yade no akwa akoduru yakopon adom ubenya yaresa na ada sidie so abafie
tetiaga mo herbal clinic me se wan kama wukura be damo ase.
Now time to cross borders and bring you some international stories. Now, the ongoing trial of Shiite leader of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, Ibrahim Zakzaki, resumes at the Kaduna State High Court.
Prosecutors presented 3 witnesses and provide new evidence in their case against the embattled religious leader. Chris Umar, the Solicitor General of Kaduna State, outlined events.
It was admitted there were about 223 Shiites who were charged, who were arraigned in 3 different courts for allegedly killing a soldier, have been discharged and acquitted. But the 347 Shiites who were killed, nobody has been arraigned in any court.
Sheikh Zakzaki and his wife Zinat have been in detention since December 2015. They faced trial for charges including unlawfully culpable homicide and disruption of public peace. However, the case was adjourned to the 31st of March 2021.
From Nigeria, let's move straight to Senegal, where its main opposition leader called on Monday for much larger protests but urged non-violence after days of deadly clashes in the West African state sparked by his recent arrest. President Macky Sall also called for calm, appealing in an address to the nation to protesters to avoid confrontation.
Opposition leader Osman Sonko was freed from detention on Monday, but also charged with rape while protesters hurled rocks at riot police in the capital, Dakar. Usually considered a beacon of stability in a volatile region, Senegal has been rocked by its worst unrest in years, which began after Sonko was arrested last week. At least 5 people have been killed in clashes between security forces and opposition supporters who allege that the rape charge is designed to smear Sonko. Speaking in Dakar after his release, the opposition leader said the revolution has already started and nobody can stop it. He also urged the Senegalese people to keep demonstrating, adding that protests should be much larger but also peaceful. Considered a challenger to the incumbent president, Sonko is a government critic popular with young Senegalese. He too denounces the charge against him as politically motivated. As hundreds of supporters chanted, "President, President," Sonko said Sall did not have the legitimate right to lead the country, but he opposed any move to remove him from office by force, looking instead towards the 2024 presidential election. In a nationwide address on Monday, Sall appealed to protesters to silence our bitterness and avoid the logic of confrontation which leads to the worst. The courts should be left to do their job in all independence, he added, also announcing an easing of the curfews in place in 2 regions, including Dakar.
And finally, there's been a statement issued by the Buckingham Palace on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen with regards a recent interview granted by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex with Oprah Winfrey, which reads that the whole family is saddened to learn the full extent of how challenging the last few years have been for Harry and Meghan. Now, the issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some recollections may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately. Harry and Meghan and Archie will always be much loved family members. And that's it for tonight's bulletin. But before we go, this news has been sponsored by Heritage Christian College, a university in Amasaman, Accra, and supported by St. Carol's School of Nursing, located at Plaku, Botiano, and Taifofa Company Limited, producers of Chanka Chanka Herbal Medicine and Taifofa 202 and Jefferton 202. Many thanks for watching. My name is Michael Ado. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.